Well, I think over time, there's going to be a lot of technology evolution with the Terafab.
If you're over 50, you've spent your whole life watching factories close, jobs vanish, and industries move overseas. Now, Elon Musk says he's about to flip that story upside down with a $119 billion factory in rural Texas that could decide who controls the next 50 years of technology and who gets left behind. Court filings in Grimes County are real. The $10 million down payment from SpaceX is real. The hire of a 17-year Intel veteran to run the place is real. But here's what almost nobody is asking. If this factory needs machines that cost $380 million each, and it might need 500 of them, where does that money come from? And if the world doesn't have the trained workers to run even one clean room like this, who is Musk actually planning to put on that factory floor? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why some analysts are calling Terafab the biggest gamble in industrial history, and others are calling it something far more troubling, the $122 billion reality. Start with what's already on paper, because you don't need to trust Elon Musk's promises to believe this part. You can look it up yourself. Grimes County, Texas, has approved construction permits and a tax abatement agreement for a project called Terafab. SpaceX has already paid the county $10 million ahead of schedule. And under the agreement, it's committed to paying another $20 million every year for the next 35 years in exchange for a full property tax abatement. That's not a press release. That's a signed, filed, legally binding agreement. The site itself sits where the old Gibbons Creek power plant used to stand, and the scale is almost impossible to picture. Musk says the completed campus will span 100 million square feet. That's 10 times the size of Tesla's Gigafactory, Texas, which is already one of the largest buildings on the planet. Lay it out flat, and you're talking about roughly 1,300 FIF, a regulation soccer fields under one roof. The first phase alone is projected to cost $55 billion. The full build-out, according to the numbers Musk has shared, lands somewhere between $119 billion and $122 billion. To put a factory like this together, Musk didn't just bring in construction crews. In April, he brought in Intel, and that single move tells you everything about how seriously this project is being taken. Because building cars and running a world-class chip fab are not the same skill, so Tesla went and found someone who's already done it. His name is Gary Zhang, a 17-year veteran of Intel who ran the company's 18 manufacturing process, one of the most advanced chip technologies in the world before Terafab even existed. He's now been named Terafab's first official director, and if that relationship holds, Tesla could eventually get access to Intel's next Generation 14, a node most of the industry hasn't even reached yet. But here's the problem. A signed permit and a famous hire don't build a chip factory. What actually builds a chip factory is machinery most people have never heard of, and money most companies don't have. The chip shortage nobody can fill. Why does any of this matter? Because Musk isn't building Terafab for fun. According to his own comments, the entire global supply of AI chips today, everything coming out of TSMC, Samsung, everyone, could satisfy only around 2% of what Tesla and SpaceX will eventually need. Read that number again. 2%, if that's even close to accurate. This isn't a supply chain hiccup. It's a wall that stops Optimus and Cybercab from ever reaching mass production. Musk has laid out two completely different families of chips to solve it. The first is for Earth. AI-5 is expected to begin ramping in 2026, with full production in 2027, followed by AI-6 and AI-7 not long after. These are the processors meant to give Cybercab and Optimus split-second, real-time decision-making, recognizing pedestrians, balancing on two legs, reacting to a world that never stops changing. The second family isn't for Earth at all. It's called the D3 lineup, and it's built for space, radiation-hardened, engineered to survive extreme temperature swings and the vacuum outside our atmosphere. Musk wants it to become the backbone of Starlink, turning the satellite network into something closer to an AI data center orbiting above your head. And the number attached to all of this is almost too big to say out loud. Musk claims Terafab could eventually deliver 1 terawatt of AI computing capacity every single year. For comparison, the entire United States power grid runs at an average output of roughly half a terawatt. He's talking about building something with twice the computing muscle of the entire American electrical system inside one facility in one county in Texas. Now, before you get swept up in the size of that number, ask yourself the question almost nobody in the comments section is asking: what does it actually take physically to build a machine that big? Because the answer might be the most alarming part of this entire story. The ASML math that doesn't add up. Here's where the story stops sounding like marketing and starts sounding like a math problem Musk hasn't fully solved in public. Terafab is expected to start at around 100,000 wafers a month. But Musk's long-term target is 1 million wafers a month, which, according to industry comparisons, would put Terafab at close to 70% of TSMC's entire current output. From one company, from one campus. To hit numbers like that, you don't just need buildings. You need extreme ultraviolet lithography machines, the tool that etches circuits smaller than a virus onto silicon. A single high-NA EUV machine from ASML, the only company on Earth that makes them, costs around $380 million and weighs about 150 tons. Based on the scale Musk is targeting, industry cost models suggest Terafab could need somewhere between 300 and 500 of these machines just to reach full capacity. Do that math yourself. 300 to 500 machines at $380 million each comes out to somewhere between $114 billion and $190 billion on lithography machines alone. Not the building, not the staff, not the power grid connections, just the machines. That number on its own could exceed the entire announced budget for Terafab. And there's another wrinkle nobody's talking about. ASML doesn't have unlimited machines sitting in a warehouse. Every other chip maker on Earth is trying to buy the exact same equipment. So, if the money and the machines are already this tight, what happens when you realize Terafab also needs something that might be even harder to buy people? The workforce Terafab doesn't have yet. This is the part of the story that should worry you more than any dollar figure, because money can eventually be raised. Skilled people can't be manufactured overnight. Running a leading edge fab means operating lithography tools, ion implanters, and clean rooms where a single speck of dust can ruin an entire wafer batch. Industry estimates put the global shortage of qualified clean room technicians at around 100,000 workers, and there is still no standardized university pipeline training people for this specific job at scale. This isn't a hypothetical problem. It's already happened. TSMC's own Arizona plant faced real delays tied directly to a shortage of qualified technical staff in a country with far more semiconductor experience than Tesla currently has. So, how does Musk plan to solve a labor shortage the rest of the industry hasn't solved? One theory floating around among analysts, and it's still just a theory, is that Musk intends to eventually deploy Optimus robots directly onto the clean room floor, using the very robot Terafab exists to power to help build the chips that power it. Whether that's visionary or a workaround for a problem he can't otherwise solve depends entirely on who you ask. And there's one more angle worth sitting with. If a single site in rural Texas really does end up housing this much of America's future AI computing capacity, some analysts have raised a quieter, more uncomfortable question. Does concentrating that much strategic infrastructure in one place make it one of the highest value targets in the country in any future conflict or large-scale cyber attack scenario? It's not a comfortable thought, but it's one the people funding this project are reportedly already thinking about. Now, with all of that risk on the table, the cost, the machines, the missing workforce, you might be wondering what any of this has to do with your own money. It has more to do with it than you think. What this actually means for your wallet and your career. Right now, a huge share of the profit margin on every AI chip sold doesn't go to the company that designs the product. It goes to NVIDIA, which industry watchers estimate captures somewhere around 70% of the margin on AI hardware. That's the real reason Terafab exists. If Tesla builds its own chips instead of buying them, it keeps that margin for itself. And that's exactly the argument Musk is making to justify rating Tesla from car company to what he calls an AI and robotics powerhouse, a shift he believes could eventually push the company's valuation into the trillions, if that vertical integration actually works the way the roadmap describes. The ripple effect could reach your own wallet. Cutting out that margin could lower the hardware cost behind AI by a significant margin, which, according to Tesla's own projections, not a guarantee, could eventually make a robotaxi ride cheaper than a bus ticket and could bring the price of an Optimus robot down from over $100,000 today to somewhere closer to $20,000 in the future. And underneath all of that is a career opportunity. Most people your age were never told about. As fabs like Terafab try to scale, the demand for skilled workers in semiconductor operations, chip testing, and clean room automation is expected to grow for years. A wave of new, well-paid technical jobs opening up in an industry that until recently most Americans assumed had already left the country for good. So is Terafab a genuine leap in industrial history, the most expensive bet Elon Musk has ever placed? On paper, it has real permits, a real down payment, and a real Intel veteran running the show. But it's also asking for machines the industry may not have enough of, and workers that don't exist yet. And if even one of those pieces doesn't come together, this could become the most expensive unfinished building on Earth. Silicon Valley's semiconductor veterans are already split. Some experts call it an impossible fantasy because Tesla simply doesn't have decades of yield experience to draw on. Tesla's supporters believe Gary Zhang and maybe even Optimus robots on the factory floor could make it happen anyway. Which side are you on? Team Empty Promise or Team Historic Breakthrough? Drop your answer in the comments. I read everyone, and I want to know where you stand before the next chip shipment even leaves the fab, and if this video helped you understand what's really happening behind Musk's biggest bet yet. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because next time we're going deep into the D3 chip line, the radiation-hardened processor Musk wants to put into orbit, and what it could mean for Starlink turning into a flying supercomputer above your head. You will not want to miss that one. See you in the next video.